So hello, welcome back guys on my channel. So today my video topic is the HSR 5-star Selector, which is coming in version 4.0, and this 4.0 is not even that of a long away. It is going to be released like 2 or 3 days later. By the time this video is released, you might be watching this video after the release of version 4.0. So in this video, I'm going to guide you which character you should be picked from this selector and which character you should be avoiding at any cost. And this selector is consist of a total 7 5-star character, and these 5-star character are not even in a current one. Those are the like a 1.5 years ago old character, and most of the character does hold a value to this current meta by the release of a new character, and most of the character does not even hold any kind of value to your account and also to this current meta. So you should be avoiding those character at any cost. So without further ado, let's start. So in here I just make a tier list which really helps you to better understanding that which character you should be picking for and which character you should not. Before starting these things, let me introduce this tier list. The first one is the S tier, where you should be picking them must. Second one is the A tier, where you should be picking them for their collection purpose or creating another niche team. And the third one is the trash tier, where you should be avoiding them at any cost. So in here the 7 character is given into this room tier where they are waiting to make their placement. So first one is our Acheron. So as you already know that when the game was having the first anniversary, Acheron was the anniversary character and she was way too much powerful for the game, and she just cleared each and every content with one shot. But one problem was happening, that she required a full nihility team, because her ultimate is totally a unique one and her ultimate does not even rely with the energy system just like the normal other 5-star characters. How does it work? All you have to do is apply as much as debuff to the enemy. She will get the stacks, you can call it a flower stacks, which really helps to help her to generate the ultimate much more faster, and all she does is do her ultimate damage and clear the any kind of content. And after her release, the power creep started in this game, and for making the game challenging, the developer are increasing the HP of the enemy, and the HP is increasing still right now, and they didn't want to stop it, and it is just in a very unstable position right now. Acheron does have a value from the first anniversary. It was considered as a really true DPS, because second or third anniversary she was still considered as a tier 1 or tier 0.5 character, but after so many changes, after so many restrictions into the current end game, she is not even a tier 0.5. She can even consider tier 1 or tier 1.5 for the most of the end game content. So for that reason, I would like to put her into a tier where you can even have her for the another niche team, or you can even get her for the collection purpose. That's it. But if you are one of those new player who starts HSR in 4.0, I guess she could be a great pickup for your DPS role to clear the early end game content. Then I would suggest you to pick her into the S tier. But other than that, if you are a regular player, she is considered as a tier, or you can say for the collection purpose. So our next character is a Jingyuan, or you can say the mid one. Why am I saying him as a mid one? Because that it has some kind of a interesting story. When Jingyuan was released in version 1.0, people were so much expecting from him that as a low accurate he was so much powerful, but in a practical gameplay he was a dog shit to the core, because his total damage was gated towards his lightning rod, and this lightning rod have a huge amount of issue. And first issue was that this lightning rod can be stacked when Jingyuan is use his skills, and this lightning rod can be stacked and up to 10, and this is the 10 of the highest stack, and this stack will be deployed to the enemy and deals the highest amount of damage. Now this lightning rod cannot be controlled until the Sunday was released, because Sunday can even control the summoning system, and the Jingyuan is also considered as a summoning types of character. Now in that time, people need to wait for this lightning rod turn to come over and deal the damage to the enemy. And that was the huge problem of the Jingyuan, because if Jingyuan somehow stagnated or somehow gets CC'd by the enemy, then this lightning rod won't be dropped to the enemy, and there is just so many DPS loss in that during time. So people were understanding, and they think that I guess Jingyuan is not even up to the par. And when the Sunday was released, the Jingyuan somehow make up to the meta, but the problem was there, and it is still not even considered as a good character unless you have like a E1 Robin or E1 Tribi to make him much more powerful. Then you can even use him in that case. But otherwise, Jingyuan is a trash tier where you should be avoiding at any cost. If you are a still new player, you should also avoiding it. Regular player, there is no other question that you should be avoiding at any cost. Now our third character is a Sparkle. Sparkle comes from the Harmony, and you already know that in HSR, Harmony is considered as the most powerful class, and they are also considered as a most powerful support characters because their role is a support one. Now you already heard so many of the creators and so many from the gacha communities that support is eternal, DPS is limited. because if you just somehow pull for the support, your DPS, any DPS character would be the powerful one at any time. In this HSR, there is a 3 types of like a powerful support character. First one is a Tribi, second one is a Robin, and third one is a Ruanme. Now these 3 characters is a, you can also call them as a pinnacle of this harmony in this game. If you don't have those 3 characters, your account is a dog shit to the core. And is Sparkle can be considered like those 3? I don't think so. But after the version 4.0 where they are going to release the Elation character where they required huge amount of HP, I guess Sparkle can find her place to this current meta. So I would like to suggest her to place into the S tier because she does not even provide a huge amount of crit damage to the whole teammate, but also a huge amount of SP to the whole team members. That's what she does. But other than that, she's also kind of a niche one. But after 4.0, I guess she can also be considered as a tier 0 or tier 0.5. So that's all for this Sparkle. Let's move on to our next character. Next character is the Kafka. When the Kafka was released, people liked her for her design or for her mommy design, and also just like how she talks in Japanese voice. You already know that what I am talking about. But she was actually the core team of the Dot team. Well, Dot was have its own shine time when it was released. It was considered as a future-proof team because that team was consist of a Kafka, Black Swan, and also Ruanme, and with the help of a Huo. But that time did not even long that last because the power creep was happening so fast. Dot is just lost into oblivion. But after release of the Hyacinth, who is also a Dot character, the Dot is also currently going up to the meta. So if you are just somehow consider to build up a Dot team, I guess Kafka can be a good option. So I would like to suggest Kafka as also S tier to must pull if you don't have her Kafka. And if you still have a Kafka or you really want to make a E1, that's another case of it. But other than that, Kafka is also a must pull in this from the Selector. So our next character is a Jinglu, and she is our Ice Queen DPS. She was Queen before, but right now she is a dog shit to the core. When she was released, she just also can be considered as a most powerful DPS on her timeline. But after the power creep and also after the release of Acheron, she just totally lost into the oblivion. And right now after they're also getting her a huge amount of buff, or not actually huge amount of buff, they just change her from the attack scaling to pure HP scaling. She's also can be considered as a good types of DPS, not even a considered as a top tier DPS. So I would like to put her into a tier, which is a tier. She can even do a sustainable amount of damage with a less HP required. So you can consider her a really SP efficient DPS character. So if you're a really new player or have not even this character can be considered as a collection purpose or also can be considered as a SP efficient DPS character. So our next character is the Imbibitor Lunae. Well, Imbibitor Lunae and also the Jinglu, both 2 character also comes one after another, and those 2 character you can be considered as a power keep before the Acheron to this game. But this character does not even hold any kind of candle, and it is also does not even get any kind of buff just like the Jinglu. So I would like to position or like to place him into a trash tier. Also this character required the Sparkle to perform perfectly because he required a huge amount of SP to properly utilize his kit, because his total kit is totally enhances his skill attack and do the most of the damage, and this enhanced mechanics required a high amount of SP. So in our next character, which is the Aventurine. Now Aventurine is actually interesting part. Why interesting part? Because when the Aventurine was released, this guy was totally changed the whole sustainable things, because if you have Aventurine on your team, you don't have to have any kind of HP or like a healer character on your team. All you have to do is just place the Aventurine. He just give you a free amounts of shield without spending any kind of SP, and that was the most efficient way in that time. But after the release of the Awaken event, Imbibitor Lunae defense or like a sustain character, that character is also given by the free to the whole player, and now this Aventurine does not even hold any kind of candle. Not even actually Imbibitor Lunae caused this kind of issue. There are so many characters like the Hyacinth and Lingsha, other sustain characters also power creeping this Aventurine at the same time. So right now the position of Aventurine, if you really want to pick him up, you can even pick him up to the Fua team. So I guess if you really want to have a sustainable character, or you did not even come into the free version where they are giving to the Imbibitor Lunae Awaken another version of free, then I would like to give him a S tier where you can even pick him for your sustain character and start the game right now. For a new player, this character is also good one. For a regular player, this character is also must pick for at any cost. So I guess that's all for it. I hope that you already get a glimpse of it, what I'm trying to say, and also give you a proper guide that which character you should be picking for and which character you should not. Hope that this video helps you. If you like it, leave a like. Also leave a comment about this tier list if you have any kind of question regarding this one, and also see you on the next video. Peace.